You are listening to Fettuccini Fiasco, Book 3 of the Jade Sommer Series. Written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 17. When not even my hasty plea for marriage induced Logan to return my message, I stopped at the front reception desk in the 9th District Police Station. I believed this was the station that Logan worked at, but there were dozens of stations in Chicago, so I wasn't positive. The woman at the desk wore a uniform.
Can I help you?
Does Detective Logan Ward work here? I asked. She eyed me.
He does, but he's out right now.
So, you've heard from him? I was nearly giddy. She eyed me again, this time a little more closely.
What do you mean?
That he's checked into the station recently. He has, right? I've been worried since I haven't heard from him. Wait. Did that mean he was avoiding me? And I had sent the proposal message.
What's your name?
Jade Sommer.
Have a seat. Detective Amro will speak to you.
Is he okay or not? I asked, but the woman had already picked up the phone. Why would a detective want to speak to me? I had a horrible feeling Logan hadn't checked in, and the police were already searching for him. I hesitantly moved to the chairs stationed along the perimeter of the lobby. Before I could sit down, a woman opened a door that led to the offices. She wore jeans, a button-down shirt that cinched at her breasts, and a blazer. Her pretty blonde hair was tightly pulled back into a ponytail. Blue eyes targeted me.
Jade?
Yes, I said.
I'm Detective Isla Amro. Come on back so we can talk.
I followed her through the short-walled cubicles and over to a corner office that had 2 desks facing each other inside.
Sorry for the cramped quarters. We're running out of room. Logan and I share this space.
Logan works in here? I quickly scanned the desk. There was no sign he had been here recently. No cup of coffee, no half-eaten sandwich. Nothing.
We sometimes partner up, depending on the case, so it works that we share.
She sat down behind her desk and gestured to the lone guest chair stuck awkwardly to the side. I sat down and angled myself toward her. So, do you know where Logan is? I asked. She eyed me coolly before saying,
I was hoping you could tell me.
So, he was missing. I crashed back into the seat. There was probably a reason he hadn't been heard from that didn't include death.
How do you know Logan?
Family friend. Was that a flash of relief I saw in her eyes? And why would saying I was a family friend cause that reaction? I glanced at her a little more closely. Beyond the fact that her clothes could be found on every cop TV show, she was pretty. She didn't wear makeup, but that complemented her naturally full lips and blue eyes. Her appearance was that of someone who had her life together. I glanced down at my jeans and t-shirt. Was that a blood stain? I ran my finger along the spot, wondering if I could rub it out. I was a mess, and I had just texted Logan to marry me. What the hell was wrong with me? Logan would be much better off with his office mate.
When was the last time you heard from him?
I sighed, having lost track of when I spoke to him. I barely knew what today was. Scratch that. I had no idea. It was over a day ago, I said. I know he was tracking Avery. She was acting oddly, and he was trying to find her.
Who told you she was acting oddly?
I know Logan warned me about her, but I think Nash did as well. Amro leaned in.
Nash? Tell me about him.
I nodded. He's a chef. Used to work for Avery until she closed the restaurant. He had feelings for her, but I'm not sure if he does anymore. He seems nice, but I've only known him for a little over a month.
Do you know what he does for income now?
I don't think anything, I said. But I don't know that for sure. A memory flashed of him stuffing an envelope into his pocket. Had he picked up some work for Vito to pay bills?
Does he have a significant other? Any friends that you know about?
I shook my head. If he does, I don't know about them, but he seems the sort to have a lot of friends. I shrugged. Maybe he's dating. He is handsome, so I doubt he's on the market for any length of time. Is there a reason you've focused on Nash? Do you think he's sinisterly working with Avery?
Is that what you think?
He might still like her enough to want to help her. I don't think in a sinister way, though. Maybe he's helping her but doesn't realize what she's doing.
What do you think she's doing?
I felt like I was in a therapist's office with all the questions getting turned back to me. Seriously, my mind has gone rogue with all the what-ifs. It's in a dark horror movie right now. I've already seen Logan drugged and locked in a trunk, and my mind says Avery has him tied up. Probably a dingy motel somewhere. But have you tried her house? Basement?
You think he's tied up? Why not dead?
I straightened. You think he's dead? She shook her head.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. You said that your mind had gone to a dark place regarding his safety. Some people might have jumped to the conclusion he was dead.
From what I've heard, Avery is infatuated with Logan. I don't think she'd want him dead. I think she wants to keep him for herself.
I see.
Have you had any luck on your end?
We are following up on some leads, but we are in our preliminary stages.
I blew out a breath. Is there anything I can do?
Let us know if you hear anything or think of anything else.
She took a card from a holder on her desk, scribbling a number on the back of it. When she passed it to me, she said,
Here's my card. I wrote my cell phone on the back in case you need to reach me.
I took it and tucked it in my pocket as I stood. Before I left, she said,
Jade, Logan has told me stories about your family. Please don't be heroes and go looking for him. If Avery is unstable, you'll only be putting yourself and Logan at risk.
Ouch. Just how many stories did Logan tell her? And why was he sharing stories about us? I knew we could be a little ridiculous at times, but I didn't go around telling people about his exploits. As a teenager, he and Ross had many.
Jade, one more thing.
I stifled a groan and glanced at her.
Do you know his father?
I nodded. He's a drunk jackass who has a tendency to talk with his fists.
He's getting out of lockup tomorrow. Logan was supposed to pick him up. Since you're a family friend, do you know of someone who can handle that on his behalf?
No matter how much Logan hated his father, he still did the right thing for family, no matter how degenerate they were. My brother and I can do it, I said, knowing Ross was going to kill me. Amro took a sticky note and jotted down information on it. When she was done, she handed it to me.
This should get you to the right place. Once you get there, you'll see the signs.
Thank you, I said, glancing at the time on my phone. This visit to the station took me longer than I had expected. If I didn't hurry, I'd be late for the fight. And with Mila's life on the line, this was one fight I couldn't afford to screw up. A few minutes before 7, I arrived at the 411. I walked in and pointed to the whiteboard behind the bouncer as I breezed by him and through to the potted plant. When I was finally inside the arena, I glanced at my opponent, who was already in the cage, rattling the chain link with his giant hands. The small crowd loved it, shouting obscenities at him to rile him. By the size of the guy and his level of aggression, the 411 wanted to teach me a lesson, one that would hurt, but I didn't have time to worry about that now. I had to get Mila out of here. I headed to the loft stairs but was blocked by another muscle-bound bouncer. Did they feed these guys steroids instead of dinner? I want to talk to the boss, I said.
After the match.
He was a gum chewer, and each word was punctuated by a chomp. The deal was that I fight and Mila is let go.
Did you fight?
No, but I'm here.
Then go fight.
What if you go back on your word? This guy might actually kill me, I said, pointing to the fighter who roared at the audience. I want her safe before I step into the cage.
She's safe.
Then let me see her. The guard was about to say no, but I heard someone from the loft say,
Let her upstairs.
When the guard stepped out of the way, I hurried past him. The loft was dimly lit and expensively furnished in dark colors. A card table sat in one corner, opposite of a bar set prominently at the far wall. Dark leather seating areas were clustered throughout. Despite the smokeless interior, I could imagine this as a cigar lounge. But the only thing I could smell was the underlying scent of sweat from the ring. Monitors that displayed the ring were stationed throughout the loft. Only a handful of people were up here. One was the bartender, who wore a bow tie, black vest, and a gun holster complete with a gun. 2 armed men played pool. One man sat on the couch with a woman draped on his lap. Not sure if he was packing, but judging from the way she settled onto his lap, he was probably packing a different kind of heat. I didn't see Mila, but I glimpsed a man as he passed through a door to the right of the bar. The door swung closed. Was Mila in there?
So, you're the troublemaker.
Someone said. I followed the voice to the bar. In the shadows off to the side, a man eyed me. He had to be in his 60s, but looked fit enough to jump into the ring with me. I was pretty sure I'd need Doc after that round. Where's Mila? I asked. The man stood from the stool, making his already impressive size that much more worrisome.
She'll be ready for you after the fight.
Who are you? The man chuckled as he stepped closer where the dim lights now caught on his face and revealed scars that crisscrossed his right cheek.
You wanted to see the boss. Well, here I am.
You're the one making my life hell? He smirked.
It's all about your point of view. You're what we call an earner. You make me rich. So, my life is great. Now, if you run off again, then you make me mad. And when I get mad, then you'll know how hellish life can be. Got it?
Oh, I got it. What's your name? I asked.
Thinking of going to the cops to squeal on me?
Would there be a point to it besides a cop losing their life?
Sounds like you already got the point.
Show me Mila. Let me see that she's okay, and then I'll fight. His jaw muscle twitched as he thought for a moment. He then barked,
Bring her out.
The back door opened and Mila was jostled out of it by Carlo. He swung his arm around her neck, bringing her face close to his. He then smirked at me.
Hands off.
Carlo reluctantly let go and went to go sulk at the bar.
Here she is, not a scratch on her.
I eyed Mila. She looked like they were taking care of her. Are you okay? She nodded.
I'm fine.
See? We take good care of our ladies. You keep fighting, she keeps breathing. You screw up and things get ugly. Got it?
Got it, I muttered.
Time for the ring, Jade.
He said, and then stepped close enough that I saw every jagged line of the crisscross pattern on his cheek.
You will fight until I say you're done, or I will kill every person who ever smiled at you. Go.
Mila glared at him, crossing her arms.
Don't fight, Jade. I'm more than happy to stay here. We were all getting to be good friends, weren't we, Angel?
He pinned her with a glare of his own that had me backing up a step.
What have I told you about calling me that?
Mila held her ground, but I could tell she was using all her strength not to flinch.
You told me you'd throw me into the cage.
Then I guess it's your lucky day. Get them out of my sight. We're already behind schedule.
I froze. Wait, she's fighting?
She did this to herself. Get into the cage before I make other arrangements.
Come on.
Mila said, tugging me downstairs. Why the hell did you piss him off? I demanded. He was going to let you go.
Don't be naive. He was never going to let me go, and this way I can help you in the ring.
You're wearing a dress.
Then the doofus in the cage might get a stunning eyeful of my goods while you blacken his other eye.
Interesting strategy. It might work. I saw your suitcase, I said. Where were you going?
Can we talk about this later?
When we reached the mat, the cage master opened the door for us and shooed us in. As soon as he closed the door, the bell dinged. Grudgingly, I had to admit this was not the time to talk, especially as the fighter walked the perimeter of the mat, eyeing us as if wondering who to chew up and spit out first.